As we are, as movie fans, looking forward to the month of December, you'd be forgiven if all attention, all eyes on us, to quote Will.i.am, are on December 18th. What we are affectionately referring to as Doomsday.
Dun, dun,
where,
dun.
as of for now, Avengers Doomsday and Dune 3 are both scheduled to come out on the same day. Maybe Doomsday moves. We know Dune is not moving. I don't think Doomsday will move either.
I don't either.
So it's all there. You'd be forgiven if you forgot that just 1 week before that, a little movie franchise that almost made $1 billion with, it's what made well over $1 billion between the two of them. But the first one came within a hair of making $1 billion. Second one made a ton of money too. The third Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart Jumanji movie is scheduled to come out on December 11th, just 1 week before Doomsday. Well, they just made a move. Not to get away from Doomsday, but to leapfrog it. According to Variety, Jumanji 3 has changed its release date from 1 week before Doomsday on December 11th and moved it to 1 week after Doomsday onto Christmas Day. They write the following. Jumanji fans will have to wait a little longer to get back in the game. Sony Columbia Pictures shifted the release date for the Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart-led threequel to Christmas Day, 2 weeks after its scheduled December 11th debut. The move strategically shifts Jumanji 3 to hit theaters after the launches of Dune Part 3 and Avengers Doomsday on December 18th, a box office collision also called Doomsday. All right. This is a really interesting move because on the one hand, and you know what? I'm going to spoil the lead here. I think this is a good move on Sony's part. The better move would have been to move Jumanji 3 far away from Doomsday. But if you're looking at these two release dates, 1 week before Doomsday or 1 week after, I think moving it after might be long-term the better move. Here's why. If you open it on December 11th, you're going to get a much bigger opening weekend. Much bigger opening weekend. But here's the problem. After your opening weekend, you're dead. You're dead. You're going to have a big opening weekend, and then on your second weekend, Doomsday and Dune 3 open, and you're not going to drop by this industry standard 50 to 60%. You're going to drop by 80%. You're done. You had a 1 week theatrical run, basically. By moving Jumanji 3, which, by the way, is another movie I'm actually really looking forward to. I don't think Jumanji 2 was quite as good as the first Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart one, but it was still quite entertaining. I like the franchise. By moving it to the week after, you are absolutely hurting your opening weekend chances because there's a lot of people who are going to be going back on the second weekend of Doomsday to see Dune again, to see Doomsday again. You're hurting your opening weekend, but your second week potential, your third week prospects, your fourth week prospects, I would contend and submit are probably much better than your second, third, and fourth weeks would be if you opened before Doomsday. Again, the one thing that they've got going in their favor is that the month of December is by far the biggest movie-going month of the year. Bigger than summer movie season, bigger than anything else. December is, and Christmas Day is the number one movie theater attended day of the calendar year. There's a lot of business to go around.
Yeah, it's Christmas weekend when they open, right?
Yep.
So there you go.
It's Christmas Day it's going to open.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I personally, if I were them, I would move Jumanji to January 12th or maybe move it in November, but there is a lot of business to be done. But if you had to pick between the week before Doomsday or the week after Doomsday, I'd put it the week after Doomsday. Anyway, Rob, you saw this move. Right move, wrong move? Is there a third option? What do you think?
No, I actually think it's the right move because you're opening this on. This is more of a family Christmas movie than either Doomsday or Dune 3. I mean, I think it's the kind of movie that you take the whole family to with a smile on your face. Everybody loves Jumanji. You go have a good time. It's I think it's absolutely the right move. And I think people will watch it between Christmas and New Year's. It's going to do very, very well during that whole week. I'm not going to take anything away from Dune 3 or Doomsday, but both of those movies are apocalyptic in their scope.
Yeah.
I mean, if Dune 3 is a adaptation of Dune Messiah, that's 61 billion people dead. That's 90 planets sterilized, and that's 40 religions destroyed. Because that's what Paul Atreides does in Dune Messiah. So if, not exactly a Christmas film. Avengers Doomsday, all the multiverse ends. At least if you go by the comics. And then Battle World is born for Secret Wars. I mean, not exactly uplifting either for Christmas Day. But Jumanji, that's fun and magic and fun for the whole family. So, look, I'm not saying that I'm going to go see Dune 3 at Christmas Day and probably both of them on Christmas Day just because I want to. But I think it's a great move for Jumanji. I think it's going to have the rest of the holiday, and it's going to make a ton of money.
Okay, so let's say you're a Sony advisor. What would
Vizier.
you think about the vizier, if you will? What do you see as the argument then between, okay, we can leave it in that window where it is going to either before or after, it's going to be up against Doomsday and Dune 3. But there's the most business to be done in that window because that's when everybody's going to the theaters. Families are probably going to go to the theaters multiple times and all that kind of stuff. Or the option of moving it further away, October, November, January, February. Less people going to the theaters, but you won't be head to head with movies like Doomsday and Dune 3. There's pros and cons to both. What would the Vizier Burnett advise?
You know what? To be honest, I would move it into November. I'd move it close to Thanksgiving, and I don't know what's coming out. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a release schedule
I don't have
in
the
front of me.
release schedule.
But that's what I would do because I think Jumanji is there is some crossover to it. But on the other hand, we've had over the years that I've streamed with you, John, we've had murderer's rows of films coming out in the holiday season, and we've seen and usually
and many of them all do well.
Yes, like 3 or 4 of them have done extraordinarily well. I think that there's a case to be made. I think what they're thinking about, though, is, movies traditionally open on a Thursday. Big movies open on, they have previews. It wouldn't surprise me if there are fan screenings of Dune and Avengers the week before that week, like
Right.
Monday or Tuesday. And I
Right.
think that's why they moved Jumanji, because they knew that there's potential for these fan screenings or whatever that would eat into the first week box office of Jumanji. And I think that's why they moved it to Christmas, which I think is the right move. And if you're not going to go back a month or a half a month to Thanksgiving, moving on Christmas Day is great, because Christmas Day traditionally is a great launching pad for films. I saw Wolf of Wall Street on Christmas. I saw Hateful Eight on Christmas. There's all kinds of. I saw Schindler's List on Christmas Day. That was a hell of a Christmas movie for Jews like myself. But it was true. I mean, and that's when you go. And I think it's a good move. But as the Vizier, I'd move back to Thanksgiving. But there's probably a reason why they're not doing that.
This episode is brought to you by Pocket Hose, the world's #1 expandable hose. Guys, I got to tell you, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is absolutely fantastic. First of all, if you've ever dealt with one of those old school hoses, you know exactly how annoying they are. They kink, they crease up at the spigot, and half the times it feels like you're fighting the hose more than actually watering anything. But the Pocket Hose Copperhead has this pocket pivot that swivels 360 degrees so you get full water flow and way more freedom to move around your home and yard with ease. And here's the part I really love. When you're done, it shrinks right back down to pocket size, which makes it ridiculously easy to carry, handle, and store. And after trying the Pocket Hose, I am never going back. I even now pack it with me and bring it in my camper van. It's that versatile and that good. Plus, it's backed with a 10-year warranty, which is awesome. So for a limited time, my listeners and viewers get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size of Copperhead hose. Just text Campea to 64,000. That's Campea to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Campea to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? In a really interesting move, Sony is moving Jumanji 3 from the week before Doomsday to the week after. Good move, bad move? Would you do something else? Did you forget about Jumanji 3? You'd be forgiven if you did. There's all the attention is going to Doomsday. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.